Napoleon's last headquarters. Driving south along the modern N5, you pass along rolling hills and farmlands. But just off this quiet road, well, not so quiet actually, stands a whitewashed farmhouse that once shaped the fate of Europe. This is Napoleon's last headquarters, where the emperor spent the night of June 17, 1815, preparing for what would become his final battle.
Disconnected. Connected. Everything comes back to you.
Outside, a striking statue greets you, not the usual image of Napoleon on horseback in imperial robes, but a rare one, on foot, wielding a musket pistol. This modest building has roots in the early 18th century, once part of a working farm and way station along the route to Brussels, so even back then it was a main road. But on that stormy June night in 1815, it became the nerve center of an empire. Here, inside these simple walls, Napoleon met with his senior commanders, including his brother, Jerome Bonaparte. They were there to plan the next day's assault on the Allied forces positioned just kilometers to the north. We have another video on the actual Waterloo site. See in the description for more details. This painting inside captures that pivotal moment, the War Council. Around this very table, battle plans were drawn, strategies debated. Many of his marshals urged caution. The ground was soaked from days of rain. Blücher's Prussian army had not been neutralized, and their supplies were limited. But Napoleon overruled them. He was very confident. He expressed time and time again how confident he was. You can see it in the painting. He believed the enemy was vulnerable, and time was short. Interestingly, the museum also shares details on Napoleon's personal routine that night. For dinner, roast chicken, bread, and wine. Finished in under 20 minutes. That was typical for him. He was a man of routine and habits. He slept only 3 to 5 hours every night, rising around 3 or 4 a.m. to prepare. In the morning, he would have a quick breakfast of coffee, wine, and bread before mounting his horse and riding to the field. So as you can see, Napoleon had very particular dietary preferences and very strict on how long he had to eat these and everything around his daily routine, actually. Among the displays is a humble but powerful item, a soldier's passport. These documents track the movement of men across Napoleon's campaigns from Spain to Russia and now Waterloo here in modern-day Belgium. A little different than Bitcoin. Life for the average soldier was harsh. Marches of 20 to 30 kilometers a day, heavy gear, and often little food. Muskets slung on tired shoulders, they shared tents or even slept in the mud. Napoleon's army carried flint-lock muskets, long and accurate, but deadly at close range. Reloading took 15 to 20 seconds. So when it came to close combat, soldiers relied on their bayonets or curved cavalry sabers. Yeah, that's when fighting was switching from swords and shields to muskets and cannons and gunpowder. Look at that one huge weapon there. My goodness. I don't like weapons much, and I would not want to come across this. Bones of poor soldiers that didn't make it out. Tucked away behind the farmhouse is a tiny chapel. A quick contrast to the violence it witnessed. Beneath a stone slab lie real human bones. Remains of soldiers collected from the battlefield and brought here. No names, no ranks, just a silent presence of the dead reminding us what these fields cost. Napoleon was not just a general. He was a master of image. He carefully curated his public persona. Statues and paintings were designed to show him powerful, composed, often draped in Roman-style robes or gazing into the future. He commissioned artists like Jacques-Louis David to immortalize him, not as he was, but as he wanted to be remembered, a leader of destiny. But here at his last headquarters, we see a rare glimpse of the man behind the myth. Not just the emperor, but the exhausted commander, facing the weight of the world from a wooden chair in a small Belgian farmhouse. From here, he rode north just a few kilometers toward Waterloo, where his ambitions would rise one last time, only to ultimately fail in defeat. This place, modest and quiet, reminds us that great empires can hinge on very ordinary places. Not thrones or palaces, but small forgotten farmhouses, back roads, muddy boots, and decisions made under flickering lamplight. And in the end, it was not just brilliant plans or daring charges that shaped history. It was the timing, the terrain, and the human cost. I've got a couple other videos on the battles at Waterloo. Please feel free to check them out, and wishing you a great day.
Pièce prête. Attention au feu.